We're in Austria, and there is some bad news. So, as you'll remember, in the French Grand Prix, the rain was the bane of my existence. And you know what we've got this weekend? It's really fun, actually. We've got heavy rain all race. Yep, whole race along. Something which I'm genuinely interested in the rules of Formula 1. If it's a wet race, start to finish, are you hypothetically allowed not to make a pit stop? Because you don't need to use both compounds. So if you wanted to, and if you were able to, would you be able to? Would you be allowed to? Thankfully, qualifying's completely dry and sunny, and I've been killing it in practice. So much so that I've been able to praise them to 18%. I'll try and get the 20, just to get that tiny bit more off the ERS price. Something else which you'll notice, Ferrari have made a big jump along with Alfa Romeo. So now their engines are OP. Haas also signing up for Honda engines. Although to be honest, Honda are actually pretty close to Renault now. I mean, we could argue that Red Bull have actually gone back to Renault, and it's Haas, Toro Rosso, Racing Point, and Williams with Honda. Or Williams with, I don't know, like Cosworth or something. Someone that hasn't actually developed an engine. Just like a hamster wheel in the back of the car powering it. So you can see there, Alfa Romeo now have the best engine. Ferrari behind them, then Mercedes, then ourselves. If we do that, I think we would go marginally ahead of Mercedes. Yeah. So also, if we come over to their chassis, oh, what's this? Also, Alfa Romeo making huge gains. They're now so much better than Ferrari, so much better than everyone except Renault. They're a decent amount ahead of us. And oh yeah, they're just behind us in terms of aero as well. Alfa Romeo are insane. They're the second best team. Exponential upgrades. Going into Canada, they had like an alright amount of upgrades. It was what? That looks like about a major, yeah? And then going into France, they had maybe double that, I think. Sounds about right. So it looks like 2 majors, or an ultimate and a minor. And then going into this weekend, perhaps triple the original one into Canada. Yeah, so it's the equivalent of what I think is about 6 major upgrades. They've gained approximately 75 performance points, which, to put into perspective, is less than, like, that's over the last 3 races. And to put that into perspective, that's less than what Mercedes have done all season. Less than what we've done all season. Less than Renault. Less than anyone. And that's a lie. Toro Rosso, I hadn't really realised. Similarly, Haas making huge gains. Yeah, smooth operators getting left behind in Racing Point. Carlos Sainz made the transfer. Oh, Alfa Romeo, man. So basically, I've been sort of thinking it over even more in my head. What I want to do, I want to go to Ferrari. I'll go at the end of the season. That seems like a good point to do it. In the meantime, I'm going to develop ERS and just aero upgrades here and there. And then once I get to Ferrari, I want to make each department better than Alfa Romeo. So that's a lot of chassis, a lot of aero, and a bit of engine. Jesus Christ. Right, I'll see it right. So the teams that are going to be a threat in Monza, Ferrari and Alfa Romeo, okay? Because while Ferrari, on paper, you know, they're actually a decent chunk worse than us. However, they've got a better engine. I'm not sure about drag, actually. That's an interesting one. We'll find out. Anyway, this is what we're running for qualifying in the race. That's my gearbox. That's my engine. Standings, results, trophies. Hamilton leading the championship by just 12 points from us, actually, despite not finishing the first race of the season. Can you imagine if he had 18 more points? And we'd also have, I think, 2 less because of it. So we'd go from 10 to 8 points. So we'd have 2 less, he'd have 18 more. He'd then have a 32-point lead in the championship. And that's only if he finished second. If he'd beaten Valtteri, it could have been even more with fastest lap. Who knows? Could have been 40 points. On to qualifying, which I'm genuinely looking forward to it. It's the only part of the weekend I'm looking forward to, in fact, because the race is going to be disgusting. Let's go.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
Cheers, Jeff. So, fuel down. I'm going for 4-4 wings because of the rain in the race. I would have gone for 3-3 normally. I can't remember if I've changed the transmission. I've done a little bit for that, for tyre wear. A little bit there. I think it's like 1 on each, 1 down. And I've lowered the tyre pressure too. I'm going to bump them up a little bit though, just because I can. Smooth operator's already out. Literally, so I'm pretty much like, my heart is now set on going to Ferrari next year. Like that's what I want to do. Fastest lap, hello sunshine. Well, that's not good. Not a good thing. Why is there so little traction there? Like, it's really weird. Disgusting. Oh, God, that was disgusting. Butler going faster than Pierre Gasly. I mean, to be fair, the Red Bull's not very good anymore. The Haas is about the same same speed, and yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I'm doing it soon. Whoops. Yeah. I miss the really fast helicopters. Whoa. We've got so much ERS left. In terms of utilising all ERS, it might be to pop it into hot lap for like the whole race, not the whole race, the whole lap. Well,
that's the fastest lap so far.
Not a bad lap, should see us through. I'm hoping to make qualifying a lot faster than it was in, I think, Canada?
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute.
Which one was it where our DRS was stuck open? Spain, yeah. Spain and France as well. I'm not going out again, I don't need to. Oh, Lando, please. Come on, mate. Lando, please. Please, Lando. Oh, no. Lando, don't ever scare me like that again. Oh, my God. Charles Leclerc is out. Carlos Sainz is through. Fucking smooth operator, mate. Smooth operator. Yes. Can we please load? Jeff? Thank you. Again, probably just set an early time. Yeah. Just go. Like, why not? What's the reason not to? What's the hold up? I am still trying to perfect the ERS, but you know, it's a work in progress. Selector. I've absolutely no idea what the braking zone is. Smooth. That's too early. Operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. That felt good, that felt like a smooth exit. Whoa. Just didn't. Something's missing. Look at this fucking lap.
Put in the fastest lap. Good.
A 104.5. Oh my. Getting beaten Lando, go on, lad. I really wish this was a Q3, because that isn't getting beaten. See, I knew wait, no, it wasn't. It was Sector 3. Oh, it was a bit of both. But yeah, I like... The line I take through the penultimate corner means my Sector 3 is amazing. Please tell me that they're not. I was hoping the Mercedes would go out. Vettel's out. Albon's through. He did an absolute mad one in... Oh, sorry. Where was it? Was it France? Devon Butler as well doing well. Both of the Renaults are out, along with Smooth Operator. Oh yeah, so when I go to Ferrari, ideally Charles Leclerc would be there. I'd be okay if he left as long as Carlos Sainz came in. Oh my god, I'd love that. That would be amazing. Fucking Smooth Operator. So, a 104.595. That's the time I can do. So, time to go and do it. You know, recently I learned that milk, in terms of hydration, is better for you than water. Who knew? Anyway, I think we now know Lando Norris's secret. Exposed. Times relative to Hamilton, but it feels alright. I don't really care. I really do not care. Oh, what? No, right, no. Absolutely not. I'm finding a faster way. Okay? I'm 6,000. Right, maybe I will go and set a faster time later. But 6,000? Don't even talk to me. Come on! What? 2,000. How do you decide that? Shit lap. Oh no.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
Yeah, I know I'm an awful, awful human, but, you know, needs must. Like, that could be the difference between pole and not pole. Oh, fuck. I think it is alright, actually, because it's such a short lap, thankfully. Oh no, the traffic.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Cheers, Jeff. Thank you so much for providing me with that crucial information. Whatever. Didn't want a good exit anyway. That for an exit though. Look at it. Just look. Look around you. Everyone's bloody pub's underage. 16, 16, at a push 17. Do I give a shit? Yeah. I wanna be a good boy. I actually don't care. I don't
Excellent
care.
lap. We're really pleased.
Right, the reason I don't care, and maybe I should, like maybe I shouldn't have
With
done that, who
qualifying
knows?
finished, it's time to remind ourselves
Oh,
of
wow,
our top
that
three.
actually
The
genuinely
engineer,
decided whether I was,
Hamilton
like,
and
first or
Valtteri
third.
Bottas. With qualifying
Whoops.
complete, all that remains is the main
Big
event.
whoops.
We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Yeah, I'm happy. Alfa Romeo's doing shit. Yeah, not a bad qualifying session. I'll take pole, but it evens out, okay? I think I deserve first, right? The way the weekend's gone, I deserve first. Like I deserve pole, but then I'm not gonna win the race. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna do a one stop because like the tyres won't last, but you know. There we go, happy days. Oh, I need to finish the race to win the rivalry now, like this weekend. I'm a
Well
bit
done.
disappointed I didn't
Very
have an
solid
interview.
result. You're looking good for the race.
Oh no. Jeff, can you make the rain go away? Right. I will wait until the end of the weekend because I just don't know. Maybe, like, can you imagine if I did it now and then at the end of the race, like, the game thinks I got a good result and it's like, oh, hey, you got a good result. Do you want an interview? I'm like, yeah, sure, if you like. And then I get to praise the the engine department, which is sort of the energy department, actually.
I recommend we could go for something like this.
No. Right, the reason I won't do that is because I'm adamant the fuel upgrades aren't working. And right, so perhaps I'll do those two minor upgrades, and if there's still nothing, maybe I'll do the ultimate. But if I do those two as well, then this is 60% of this 100%. Right? So it better fucking do something. In the meantime, I do want to do all three of those. I'm not looking forward to this. On to the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's a short lap here in Spielberg with just 10 corners, 7 rights and 3 lefts, making up the total distance of 2.6 miles.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Expect to see a lot of cars running wide today, especially through the last corner,
there is a big
as
gap.
the wet conditions make the cars skittish through the downhill sections. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about the engineer. There's been some controversy surrounding some comments they made in the media recently. What's your take on that?
I think the fans always find it refreshing to find a driver who speaks their mind, but it's generally not a great idea to go around bad-mouthing the people who employ you and build your car. These are the people who want to keep motivated and on your side.
I never.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. The engineer lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Stroll, Gasly, Butler, Albon, and Sebastian Vettel, Ricciardo, Weber, Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc, Kubica, Grosjean, Nico Hulkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen. Russell and Sergio Perez completes our grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Good cars with penalties. Hamilton's going to run away with this race.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Oh, I'll put it on 3. 36.3. It is interesting how actually it has the lap time on the right hand side. That is interesting. It's also interesting how theoretically it can time it to the millisecond what time the pit stop will be.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
Oh, this is going to be absolutely horrific. How do I warm up tyres? Keep warming brakes and short. Also, it will be interesting to see, do brakes
The radar suggests
faster
that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
What a negative thing to say. Why would you say that? Why are you saying these things? Whoa. ghost. Shut up. Whoa. Take it to dinner first, perhaps. It's interesting how it's staying at the exact same point in my gearbox.
Okay, you're in his dirty air. Get past him.
Vertically, you know. What? What a fucking retarded response that is.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Thunder cunt. How about I stop looking behind me? I'll just stick to the left. How about that? Okay after that. No, absolutely no. Whoa, Valtteri. No control. Absolutely no control. What collision? Oh my god. This is absolutely ridiculous.
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you.
Don't even think about it, Max. Actually, just don't. Just don't. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton for winning the race. Whoa. Better traction. How are they going far? How are they accelerating faster? With a worse engine? How do they do? How do they do? How do they do? Lando could over or undercut it very easily. So much so that perhaps we should, whoa, how much do people got? Whoa. Come on, Lando. Go on, son. Go on. Go on, Lando. You know what? I would happily release Lando. I would happily release Lando to go on ahead. And then I can fight on Verstappen. And we can get a McLaren.
Yellow flag. Okay, clear. Right, some information on Hamilton. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Oh my god. I jinxed it. I said congratulations to Lewis Hamilton for winning the Austrian Grand Prix. That is unbelievable. As in, I don't believe it. Right, how's Lando got better traction? How's if that happened. So I now release Lando into second position. That is, oh my god, I need 13 points. Well, if I finish, if I get past fourth or on the podium, then wait, yeah, I will lead the championship ahead of Lewis Hamilton by 3 bottles. That is actually unbelievable. I don't believe it. Like, it's unbelievable such that I don't believe it. Whoa, Maxwell. Strong one more of a threat. Maybe not the championship, but you know, scallywag. I am shocked. Congratulations to I'll see if the DNF shan't works. Congratulations to Valtteri Bottas for winning the Austrian Grand Prix. Yeah. See if it works. Get Lando his first win in F1.
The gap to the car ahead is 1.6 seconds.
So I am talking about it like it's just inevitable at this stage, which yeah, I probably shouldn't be, even though it is sort of. Seb or Charles? No, Charles, I reckon, probably is ahead of. No, it's Seb. Is ahead of Max as well. Crazy. I reckon if Sebastian Vettel went back to Red Bull to partner Max Verstappen, that would be the end of his career. And the only reason for that would be because he wouldn't be able to stand being beaten by Max Verstappen.
15 minutes till we see this heavy rain ease up into light rain. Is 2.7 seconds.
then
Okay.
drive a double for McLaren ahead of Stroll. To be fair,
This heavy rain around 50 with the far.
actually that is not in ultimate mode. So that a dry line which can only happen if going up 450, so we're looking at an hour. Come on, don't be silly. I feel like if anything, there's more traction coming out of turn 3 in the wet. Oh no, Seb's actually coming out. Not so much Lance, because, right, the thing I don't get, Lance Stroll keeps, like, more often being ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg is a good driver. Lance Stroll is supposedly better, which I don't believe, but okay. Codemasters, I mean, you program the game, I guess it's your choice, isn't it?
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. He can still regain the position.
Yeah, right, we can. No, it's two, that's two right, we can. It's the same. Nice one. Smooth operator. No, oh no. Just driven round me. How has he done that?
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we just move a bit more of that standing water, we might be able to get onto the intermediates.
Interesting strategy. Yeah, basically, for not only my sake but also Lando's, I'm just trying to keep Seb at bay as I can. So once Seb goes, I'm not happy. That isn't going to happen.
Some information on Beckett, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Who? On who? Vettel? Did he say Vettel? He did. Oh my god. We have
Gap to
big
car is
slots
6
luck.
seconds.
Oh, Vettel in pole. And Landis Hamilton. Yeah, Seb's slow. Seb is slow. Genuine issue, okay. How do they stop water getting in the radiators in the wet? Proper ball selector. Like, it does have a really good car, like, obviously that helps, but, you know.
We should see a transition to light rain in around 10 minutes' time.
Right, okay. So now,
Okay, the gap behind is 1.9 seconds.
now I'm kind of determined to stay out beyond lap 18.
is 7.6 seconds. This heavy rain will last another 10 minutes before we see it transition over to light rain. Full wets seem like the best tyre for now.
Do we still pit? Or do we pit for inters? Right, which would be faster? Pitting for wets or pitting for inters? So the wet tyre will be faster, no doubt. However, pit stop takes a while. Technically you do lose less time in a wet pit stop, because, you know, the cars are by default going slower. Really far ahead, Valtteri Bottas. Oh my
god. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
Oh. Shit. So because I'm on the inside, I can dictate, you know, nice. How's he done that? Smooth operator he is. Look at him. Smooth operator. Go on.
We're trailing our teammate by 10.1 seconds. Bottas is leading the race. Until our pit window opens, we're going to put you on the full wet tyre. The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap. Our gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. Heavy rain will pass in 5 minutes and will be replaced. We're expecting the rain to get better in around 5 minutes. Light rain in 5 minutes' time. Full wets seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Okay, cheers. No, it was raining all day. No. Well, so first asked him whether he could get one next to it, and it was 3 on their own. So I then asked him whether he could sort of return them all, and then buy 4 that are next to each other. And then he said that it would probably be better just to like get one as close to it, which is what I've most recently said.
Bottas is up in first place.
Upper tier of Brian Clough's lunch.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
I think he said it was sold out. Actually, yeah, so because it's a cup game, they have to allocate a certain percentage of tickets, which means that all of the lower Bridgeford stand is away. So for those who want to be next to the away fans, it's going to have to be A block, which is why it was, I think, sold out, he said, already. Yeah, so thankfully he's been able to get one row below and one row below and one seat to the side, which is pretty good considering, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still alright, yeah. Yeah. I mean, considering Tom doesn't know your four particularly well, I feel like, you know, both of us should probably be with the main three. Yeah, actually, he's met you.
Okay, gap ahead is 4.1 seconds. Tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now. Lando is coming in for his stop. This light rain is going to be with us for a while now. Full wet, seem. Exit now. We're racing on the exit. Complete. Go now.
Tickets aboard for Forest Derby in the Cup. So Denver has jumped us, okay. However,
this rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Full wets seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Whoa, what? Don't tell me. It said light rain. It said light rain. Max Verstappen going fastest. This is going to be another long video because of the rain. Like, it's going to be such a long race. Okay. Interesting. No, not interesting.
Gap
It's
to
just my
teammate
line.
ahead is 18.4 seconds.
Whoops. Oh, punted, mate. Sabotage my own race by mistake. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not going to be leading this championship. I'll tell you that for free. I need to stick to this racing line. Oh, Alex. And Pierre. Whoops.
We've been
Oh, what? When was my second one? When? Oh, don't do me a favour. Yeah, that's what you get when you're trying to overtake me, bitch. I love you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop me, bitch. Oh my god, man. Sabotage my own race. Down the racing line.
Gap to car in front is 3.0 seconds. A new strategy is available on the MFT. Confirmed.
That's the thing. I genuinely don't believe that I will be faster if I box. I don't believe I'm faster. Like, I don't right. Lap for lap, yes, I'll be faster. For the race as a whole, I'm not sure. In terms of position, probably not.
We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain.
Nice. Oh. Smooth. Ooh. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy.
Do me a favour. But like the thing is, you know, he wouldn't be suggesting that strategy if it weren't actually faster. Oh right, no, I can't. Can he let Pierre through? Sailed round. What? Go on, son. Go on. No.
stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Full wets seem like the best tyre for now. We're trailing our teammate by 25.8 seconds. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:17.3.
2 seconds off the pace.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy that.
Right, fucking hell. It's just driven round me. It's just driven round. Oh,
Damage to your
Charlie.
wing. Damage to your wing. Suggest we box to change it. Check your...
Oh, the under and over. Yeah, absolutely. Ball selector. Proper ball, I tell you. Just angle my car a little bit that way. If I'm honest, if I'm totally honest, just smooth operator. Proper ball, I tell you.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, Charlie's out as well.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Nope. Get fucking blocked, son.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Understood, copy that.
I'm no boxing Jeff. I'm no boxing. Right, on the driest line there is, okay?
Okay, box.
Fearlessly forward. Banter, bro. Yeah. Bro, what you doing, bro? What you doing, bro?
The gap to the car ahead is 4.6 seconds.
Stars break the mold. Yeah, I can sing and all.
Okay, the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10.
What a negative comment, Jeff. Like, oh my god. Charlie Leclerc. Charlie Leclerc. Charles.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
That is so many people just ruined. What? Oh, don't Nico Rosberg me, mate. Oh, it's so shocking.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, copy that.
Oh, mate.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Got that confirmed.
So I'm now defending 8th place. Categorically no lead for me in the championship. Oh.
Green flag.
Oh, it's Alexander. It's an absolute shithouse.
Some information on Albon. They're retiring from the race.
Absolutely Rosberg.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Jeff, you don't need
Confirmed.
to tell me exactly the same.
Caution. Caution. Yellow flags ahead. No overtaking
No
through the
overtaking,
caution
mate.
zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
Bro, it's an overtaking.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds.
What? How is that my fault? Absolutely serious. If I waited too long to do a rewind, like safely. Sergio. About the collision. Nothing, mate. Didn't even touch it. Come on, then. You're an 08, Peter. Said that. Just did. It's funny. Damn Rick. Daniel Ricciardo. Currently defending my lowest finish since China.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
Dan?
Gap ahead is
Where's Daniel
8.6 seconds. You've got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
That's a good point. Jeff's not recommending the strategy change, which is interesting. Yeah, see now, look at him, he's keeping his distance. Yeah, fucking psycho. So fucking hard. Yeah, I know, it's such a dick. However,
This light rain is going to be with us for a while now. Full wets seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
You know what would be a good idea, right? So, if you had like a Latin-themed bar, for like Latin music and stuff, and call it tequila, but like with the exclamation mark, so that it's very, very clear that it's tequila, instead of just called the word tequila. Whoa, don't rear-end me, Sergio. Yeah, that's what
Gap to car in front is 12.5 seconds.
And just like that, one lap that I forget to fuel save and ERS save, I'm now, like, oh my god, that wasn't a corner cut, man. Fucking hell.
If you continue to cut corners, the stewards will give you a penalty. Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
Oh no. They have given me a penalty, Jeff. They have. Yeah, that's enough. Stupid cat. Honestly, the Alfa Romeo package isn't as good as I thought it would be. I was
This
expecting
rain
it to
could be with us
so
for a while.
better.
Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future.
It's interesting you said that because I've just gone faster than sector on. What? What? Don't even tell me. Okay, so basically I'm the leader of a big old train, right?
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Valtteri Bottas
We'll
is
be
right
seeing at
back
least
there.
20 minutes of light rain. Full wets seem like the best tyre for now.
Whoa, that wasn't my fault. Fine, I'll be a nice guy. I'll make sure that he doesn't just get punted off because he's ridiculous. Just close the door. That's the best policy. Absolutely, just close the door. So, I mean, I don't need to worry about blue flags. Everyone else does. For the first time, possibly ever, oh Jesus Christ. For the first time possibly ever, I'm about to get lapped. I'm about to know what it feels like to get lapped.
box where it just...
That was so shit. Things like that. Well, I do try to just cause chaos and then rewind. But no such luck that time. Whoop. Couple of broskies. Aside from that, genuinely didn't mean to sort of cut across it, but you know, what could I do? What could I actually have done in that situation? Shit. Oh, that's just a multi-car pile-up. Battery's screwed. So I'm obviously not
Blue flag.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting. To Moscow, run away. I'll get the right away. I'll get the right away. Here we go for Scotland, run away. Run away, run away. To Moscow, run away. I'll get the right. Nice. Toit nups. Toit nups. Nico. Who's the parent? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Keep the fuel safe, man. Because we could be on. The trick is to get your right front tyre on the inside of the yellow bit. So traction is not fun.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Blue flag, blue flag. Yeah. Couldn't agree more, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. Yeah, bro. Whoa, that was his end plate. I'm a dickhead. I don't like how the Alfa Romeo looks. I think the black front wing and most crucially nose, the black nose, is disgusting. Hate it.
Blue flag conditions. Create a gap and let the car behind through. Blue flag.
I won't say no to a bit of ignoring blue flag action. Right, such that
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
if he wants it, he can go through now. Failing that, he can
The
go
gap
through
to the car ahead is 20.1 seconds.
Very much capitalised big time. Whoa! Gave him a little touch to let him know how much I love him. Me too. Itchy ear. all things considered, considering I sabotaged my own race.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
Dive down the inside. That was my own end plate there. Probably not the best idea, if honest. So force them to the inside, right? And you just swoop round. They can't take any apex speed through. Nearly worked. The plan nearly came off. Yeah, I think that's probably a better plan. Sort of just keep zigzagging. I've screwed over so many people. Gonna stop lugging you, bitch. What?
Our gap to the car in front is 22.1 seconds.
That initial drop. What? Oh, mate. What does that mean? Oddly specific, but surprisingly accurate. That would be such a good subreddit. No, you're not getting through. Oh no. What? Oh my god. That was a... Right, so it just gave me a time penalty for going wide on a straight or exceeding the track limits. Take an inside line. Happy with that. Shit, we've got one lap left. Oh my god, oh my god. Lick. Go on, Lando. Come on, Lando. Get second place, get your best ever F1 finish. Go on, Lando, lad. Go on, son. Shut up, Valtteri. Oh, shit.
I can't say that I'm happy with how today went, but I'm sure you gave it your best. Better luck next time.
Yeah, because we got... Oh. That was an anti-climax.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud.
Off the durability department for the rest
Talk
of
to me,
the
Ants. What was it that set them apart
not
from the
just for the
competition
rest
today?
of
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures
the
up in the
season,
tricky wet conditions was
literally
really
for the
important.
whole
There's not much
career.
grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Go on, Lando. Go on, son. Second place for Lando Norris, I'll take that. Valtteri Bottas massively closes the gap to myself and Lewis Hamilton. Crazy. Oh my god, the worst thing about that...
So let's review the updated driver standings. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, there's a lot of incredible driving out there today, Crofty, but if I had to pick someone, it's got to be Sergio Perez. Fantastic driving.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead.
Sergio
And
Perez
with that,
went
we
from
wrap up another
last,
weekend of
0
motorsport.
points,
But with more races
to
lined up,
12th and
be
a
sure
lap
to join
down,
us when we come
0
back
points.
with more Formula One.
stacked. Perfect score from Valtteri, fair play. I got pole, so like that's like a little something for me. Also, Lando Norris finally gaining fourth in the championship with that podium. Go on, lad. Go on, son. Charles Leclerc still doing better than Vettel. Constructors, we're comfortably second now, with myself second and Lando fourth. So, 15 points. Oh my god, 15 points now separates Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Myself, flat bang in the middle. As close to the middle as you could get, because you can't have half a point. Not right, so, okay. I don't think it would happen, but half a point. Right, so I don't think you can get half a point in this game. Mainly because it would be a bit pointless and difficult to program in. Also because, well, I mean, it's just pointless, isn't it? And difficult, and it's only for a time limit, which would vary depending on the percentage length of the race. It's a difficult one. Gasly getting sixth. Well, I've won the rivalry with him, so perhaps we can maybe look at Aero. I mean, I could happily save the resource points.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
What?
Lucas flew through the pack in that race. What's his secret? Judging from today's race, it must be pretty hard to fend off Devon when he wants to pass.
That is a true statement.
You and Lucas weren't far apart by the finish. Do you enjoy racing against him?
Right.
How did your team
where are
respond
these
to the poor conditions
showmanship
today?
answers? How?
Great. Well, that's everything.
God. Am I genuinely autistic? Like, I can't tell the difference between the sportsmanship and showmanship answers. That's weird, man. Anyway. Brought us a bit back down to earth after 2 wins and a miraculous podium in France. 8th. But we win the rivalry anyway, so who gives a shit? Literally only 2 points in the Lando one. Fucking hell. Hopefully, we can redeem ourselves at my home Grand Prix. Silverstone. It would be, oh, how lovely would that be?
That's very disappointing. I know you can do better.
Obviously overtake.
Take stock of what went wrong so you can get a better result next time.
I mean, yeah, I do appreciate that that's more realistic, but actually, like, right, so I think I've done both of these. I will do the overtake challenge, because it's just better. Oh my god, shut up. Shut up, Carl. I was going to call him Jeff. Ooh, fucking hell, man. Yeah, you know what? Some extra work probably should be done on the setup, because I'm not fast in the wet. I can't say I care about that anymore. It's a bit redundant. Or meh. To be fair, I do really like the blue and orange overalls. It's nice, fun and cool and nice. Sorry, I couldn't actually. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Yeah, so there aren't any upgrades I could do. Whoops. That's still 18%. Not even close. But oh wait. Oh fuck. Right, yeah, I'll just do that. So it is a 21% chance of failure if it doesn't come into effect. And if it does, then it's 13.5. Fucking hell, man. It's a meh weekend. It's just meh. It is what it is. Look at the durability, man. We're going into Silverstone and everything's still green from engine 1. That is insane. I have put a lot of work into durability, to be fair. Oh fuck, I love Spa, man. It's actually so good. Like, it's unreal.
Welcome to today's special invitational event, which should be a very impressive show. Among the drivers are two very iconic figures that will be showing off the skills that made them so famous. And I'm certain we'll see some of the rivalry that they're famous for. So let's get started.
I've stood down there, I've stood at Lake Com and like walked in the pit lane. Because unlike Silverstone, anyone can do that for free in Spa. 5 minutes 5. You get 2.5 laps. Yeah. This is. I think Senna won in 91, didn't he? Pretty sure. That's the 82. Wait, the 82 or 88? So maybe I'm like a bit too much into the whole nostalgia effect. But to be fair, McLaren have gone back to higher, so I mean they're the ones at all. I swear to God. I make that joke every single time I do like a classic cars race. Yeah, what I think would be really cool is if we had Pierre Gasly, racing in this, like driving alongside me, overtaking. So, not to be rude, but if my rival was Antonio Giovinazzi, would he get 10 out of 10 as well? Or would he get 8 or 9? Probably 9. Let's be. Would he get 9 as well? That's where I'm going. So that will be backwards and forwards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 82. Go on, Jim. Right, so the difference in acceleration is just like the difference in acceleration for me compared to everyone else in the wet. Like in Austria. That's how mad it is. Wait, did cars have power steering at this time? Bro. Oh shit, I've only got one left. I've like a minute and a half. I reckon we'll get up to autoplay car. Easily up to autoplay car. Reagan's all. Look at that for a manoeuvre. Not even been that good a drive, like honestly, I've made so many mistakes. I wanna try and get like 3 poo on, that'd be nice. Well, not 3, but like 2 poo on. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Oh, nice. A weak voice break. Look at that helmet, man. I wish I could have like a few sponsors on there, like that would be nice. Or like decals and stuff. So you know how you design like a paint job and stuff for a car in Forza? Same as that. Anyway, that is for an F1 2020 video. Feels crazy saying that. But it's going to be out in less than a year. About 10 months. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Probably not as enjoyable as France, but we move on. We move on to my home Grand Prix. See you on the next one, guys.